Today on the Three in the Paint podcast, NBA ratings are down 50% since 2012, 20% since this time last year. What's going on with the NBA? What's going on with ratings? And is the three-point shot to blame, or are there other things happening in the league? All that and more on the Three in the Paint podcast. All right, welcome back to the Three in the Paint podcast. Thank you for clicking on the video. As always, Jeremiah Salmonson, Leo Biaz across from me with Mark Haynes. Much of this show today is centered around the NBA and its ratings. 50% decrease, as you saw at the intro of this video, since 2012, 20% in this past year. NBA Cup just finished up in Las Vegas. That didn't seem to help ratings at all. What do you guys think is going on with the league? Is this too many threes are being shot, or there's too much load management, or none of the stars play on a consistent basis? Obviously, that's not fair to say because LeBron James plays as much as he can, and plenty of stars play a lot. But there's, stars like Kawhi and Embiid that just aren't out on the floor. Right. And I'm not trying to say they aren't hurt. I don't want people coming at me in the comments. I don't want to be canceled in the basketball community for saying these guys aren't hurt or questioning their statuses. But it's just a reality that a lot of stars in the league aren't playing. So what is to blame for the decrease in ratings? Leo.
Well, first of all, Adam Silver, take some notes.
Man. Wow.
And this is coming from a guy who does marketing. Please don't ever say OKC versus Houston. This isn't the matchup, verbatim, this isn't the matchup you guys are hoping for, but it's still a good game.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You are literally degrading your own product and telling the world, this is not what you really want, but here it is. That in itself is embarrassing. They do an awful job in promoting their young stars. SGA, Anthony Edwards, Nikola Jokic, Giannis. Why on earth did y'all have to flex the Thunder into more national games, knowing that they didn't have a national game until next year because y'all wanted to put the Clippers without Kawhi, because y'all wanted to put the Lakers on TV when they're absolutely mid. This is what I'm saying. Like, the NBA does an awful job of not promoting their young stars. And then they question, why are the ratings down? Why are people not talking about these superstars on smaller markets? Like, y'all have to really realize this is marketing 101. Y'all doing an awful job. And then when you have the biggest platform and TNT with Charles Barkley saying, the Rockets don't know how to play basketball. Bro, they're the second effing team in the Western Conference. How are you the second best and not know how to play basketball? Like, he's always putting stars down.
Like, everybody can't play.
It's just crazy to me. It's like they do themselves a huge disservice and then they ask, why are ratings down? Yeah, I get it. People love LeBron. People love Bronny. That's part of the issue. Put those efforts, that money, all this money y'all make into promoting your young stars. Put Fox on the map. Put SGA on the map. Put these guys so other fans can be well aware of how great they are. And stop scheduling the damn Pelicans versus the Grizzlies. Zion is not playing. Zion is always hurt. Stop doing that.
Wow. Jeez, well, you heard it here first on the Three in the Paint podcast. Leo Biaz coming for Adam Silver's neck.
Yeah, you're going to get a call.
Yeah, you're going to get a call from the league.
Coming in hot.
Well, they keep putting the Pelicans on. Like, if they're not the worst team in the West and Zion's playing, he's not playing.
Yeah, I hear you there.
It's been brutal. But my take is definitely not directed at Adam Silver or anybody. Specifically, that has to deal with the NBA per se. But it's a partial, I forget who it was. It might have been Barkley that was talking about how you got to watch how you watch games now. You got to get on all these different streaming services. You got to be on HBO Max. You got to be on Paramount, this. You got to spend $8, $10, or whatever to have it. And then it goes back to what Stephen A. was talking about with Miss Sophie Rain and OnlyFans. She made $43 million, I think in a year, and almost $5 million from Charlie, her top gooner.
She's a Christian virgin.
And but people are spending their money on other platforms. It's clearly going to OnlyFans, and to spread. I don't know.
Are you saying NBA ratings are down because of OnlyFans? What are we doing? What are we doing on the Three in the Paint? I'm sorry, people at home. What is this? There's absolutely no connection.
We need Charlie's $5 million to be spread out to market to
There is
ourselves.
Small market teams could use a fan like Charlie.
You know
Yes.
That's
hey, I love that.
That's a bonkers
Hey, clip
take.
that.
That's a bonkers take. That OnlyFans revenue is taking from NBA spending. That's crazy.
All he's saying is we need fans like Charlie. That's it. That's Mark. That's a great take, brother.
Thank you. Charlie was probably sitting courtside until he met Sophie.
There you go.
He didn't
Exactly.
meet Sophie. He's
On OnlyFans?
On OnlyFans.
Exactly. On an app so he's spending his money on that app instead of Paramount.
Yeah, that's a him problem though. He's a degenerate. That's what that means. He's a degenerate.
We need more degenerate.
Charlie's an effing degenerate. That's how that shakes out.
But I know,
that's
in all
great. That's
seriously,
great.
seriously,
$5 million
I'm serious.
on an app.
We need more Charlies
No, we don't need more Charlies.
to spend on this.
Sure. Spend your money with the NBA.
Sponsor our pod.
Exactly.
I'll take $5 million.
OnlyFans, baby, but like
I'll
the
do a
real.
lot. I'll do a lot for a $5 million sponsorship.
Sheesh.
No Diddy. No
go.
Diddy. Huh?
Ooh, well, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great take,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
But
crazy.
I do think it's like the services. Like you got to go all these different places.
I think you're right about that. Like the fact that even the NFL's doing something. Like all the Thursday night games are on Amazon now. It's like I got to be on Amazon to watch Thursday Night Football.
Like you have cable and you can't watch it.
Yeah.
And it's
That's how crazy that is.
And this is coming at YouTube's. Well, it's not coming at YouTube
Prices.
because they control our viewership. But this is coming at Google and YouTube's greediness for YouTube TV. Their prices are now going
80,
up to
90?
84 and $90 a month.
It used to
When
start
I
like at
signed up
20.
when I signed up for
That is
YouTube TV
insane.
years ago, it was like $20.
Yeah.
You're out of control with this, and then I can't even watch Thursday Night Football on YouTube TV. I got to go get Amazon.
Yeah.
So I understand what Mark is saying on some of
Yeah.
this. I think it's a little bit of everything in terms of like 2012 to
Shout
now.
out Sophie.
Yeah. Shout out, Sophie.
Unbelievable. This is an unbelievable show. But wow, you just make me lose my train of thought. In terms of the 50% drop in viewership from 2012 to now, I think that's a bigger issue than the 20% this year. Because look, the reality is this year has been like a bit of a wild year in the world, right? Like we had the Donald Trump election that takes a lot of people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
The football ratings have kind of been peaking. Like football has been a very entertaining football season. There's a lot of competition for the eyeballs in the market. So while I think it's a little bit of everything we're all saying, I totally forgot. Yeah, the baseball world was going insane in October. With,
Dodgers, Yankees, historic World Series.
There's just
Kendrick Lamar getting the Super Bowl.
I mean, it's all of it, right? Like we're in an entertainment industry, and we're in
the Three in the Paint podcast.
The Three in the Paint podcast. I mean, we're taking so much viewership off the games and just to our pod. It's insane. Shout out our viewers.
Yeah.
That's why it's empty in here right now.
That's
Everybody
facts.
is at home
at
watching
home watching
this.
this. This is
Forget what's going on.
Yeah, this is the most viral
That's
thing
Doug.
in the world.
That's
Yeah.
Doug.
But look, I think it's a little bit of everything. I do think, people talk about the product, right? They're like, oh, too many threes. And, I don't buy that so much. Like, if you look at NBA attendance,
It's packed in here.
it's 98 across the league, not just in Sacramento. There's like 98% attendance over the last season.
Yeah.
Like people are at games. If you looked at
are
merch
spending
sales, I'm sure merch sales are through the roof. Like the NBA, I don't think is becoming less popular. I just think there's more competition for eyeballs, and that the ratings don't really capture the real ratings anymore because everyone's on Stream East and everyone's pirating games online because they don't want to pay for all these streaming services.
OnlyFans.
And you can't quantify that. So I think all of this kind of comes into play. I don't think
And they don't promote their young stars again.
Look, I love Nick Wright. I think he's great. Colin Cowherd, a lot of respect for these guys. They had a take I saw the other day where they're like, Nick Wright saying the dunk should maybe be worth 3, just like a 3-pointer.
A dunk?
A dunk to bring. Look, I don't think that's if you think the problem is the product, sure. Why not? You could mess with that. I mean, purists are going to lose their mind, but you could mess with that.
A dunk worth 3 points? He said that?
Yeah. He said, he said that could be a possible look, and I don't think it's the worst idea. Colin
They got
Cowherd's
that
talking
from
about getting
Space
rid of
Jam.
Colin.
Yeah,
Well,
he watching LeBron movie.
He loves LeBron more than he does. So
No, I'm the biggest LeBron fan. I glaze that man harder than Nick Wright for sure. But
Goodness gracious.
but Colin said, get rid of the corner three. There's lots of ideas we've been
get rid of the corner three.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, there's people in the Kings media that I've been talking to recently. They're like, well, maybe if you widen the court, you can.
Why do we want to make it more difficult?
Because I think people are. The idea is that the product is worse because too many threes.
So are you saying the guys are more skilled?
I don't. Yeah, exactly. And I don't really buy it. I don't think that people are not watching the NBA because there's too many threes. I don't necessarily buy it. Like, I think the popularity is at all-time high, and I think these ratings things are just there's competition for eyeballs. I think sports as a whole is becoming a little less popular these days with Gen Alpha. I think other things, celebrities are picking up some of that slack. So, movies and music.
I think people are just streaming stuff on streaming.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit everything. Yeah. So I guess to wrap it up, I don't think there's an existential crisis. I just think the NBA needs to be careful, like to what Leo said, about the way they market their sport, the way they talk about their players and their markets. Like, Kings basketball, aside from this year, has been some of the most entertaining basketball the last few years. Yeah. And
that's fair.
It just
that Nuggets game was hella exciting.
It was. And
like that stretch where the Warriors back and forth, that was fun.
And the Warriors Kings playoff series was one of the highest rated series in a long time. It's the Steph, De'Aaron,
Sacramento
high flying.
Always had good basketball.
Good basketball here, and so like. The NBA just needs to take a real look at like why they put games on national TV, why they don't put certain games on, and they need to get real with what fans want to see. And I don't think fans want to see an injured Pelicans team on national TV all the time. So
or they had the Nets and the Knicks as rivalry week.
Yeah.
The
Nets who was tanking.
It's a tough scene.
Like that's great. Like what are you doing?
Shout out Jordy Fernandez, by the way.
Yeah, shout out Jordy.
But just kind of ridiculous. But. Yeah, let us know in the comments. What do you think is causing the dip in NBA viewership? Do you think it's a real dip or do you think it's fake? And no degenerates in the comments. This is the 3 in the Paint podcast. Jeremiah, Leo, and Mark. We'll be back with another episode.